Matt Gay improves the Indianapolis Colts to 2-1 versus the Baltimore Ravens. Full post-game review coming at y'all.
Don't even start the
right
video, Jamal. Don't even
now.
start the video. Don't even start the video, Jamal.
This dude
Hello,
feeling
everyone,
himself
and
today.
welcome to the Colts cast. We are here to talk about everything and anything Indianapolis Colts. No intro today, Jamal. No intro. The
Wow.
Indianapolis Colts triumph over the Baltimore Ravens, 22-19 in overtime. Y'all heard that? In Baltimore, 22 to. Let me take this off. I'm getting hot.
Yeah, I'm gonna just mute my mic and let Eric run this episode, y'all. Go ahead and talk your talk, dog.
A stunning victory. A lot of nail-biting plays in this game. I'm gonna just sip one for the haters. Get the what's that frog's name? He sips tea.
Kermit. I'm pretty sure during our preseason talk, we said the Colts will win this game against Baltimore. So that was one of the 10 games we could win.
10 wins.
We're on good track. We're on good track. I like it.
By the way, guys, I'm gonna let y'all know we are the AFC South leaders as of today. Jamal Dog, I don't know where you want to get started, but I am out here. I think we're both out here. We are them. We are them. Y'all laughed at us, and I mean y'all as in the haters. Y'all laughed at us when we said the Colts could surprise this year with 10 wins. We're already 2-1, baby. 2-0 on the road. Come on, Colts Nation. Oh, let me hear in the comments, like, how are you feeling? I mean, that game was crazy. Jamal, look, Matt Gay.
Let's start off with him. Let's go ahead.
Did he break records today?
I'm sure he did. Pretty sure.
How many kickers can say they made 450-plus yarders? 4. And been perfect the entire game. Oh, my God.
I mean, not even perfect. That thing was so far down the middle. Like, there was nothing. There was no, as soon as it came off his foot, he wasn't even worried. He's like, all right, chip shot. Nothing.
Perfect so far in 2023, right?
Hey,
minus
the
paid
that money.
Yeah. Earning that bag. He is earning it. Like Matt Gay, I think whatever medal we give out, the football, he got it. He taking that home today because that was an impressive performance by Matt Gay. I get why he's the 11th highest paid player on the Indianapolis Colts now. He accounted for 16 points of the Colts 22. I mean, we'll just start with special teams today, I guess. Matt Gay is the GOAT. On the other hand, Isaiah McKenzie almost lost us the game, I felt like.
He almost lost his job, too.
The way the Colts have been handling poor performances, Deion Jackson, gone. I mean, it's just Darrell Baker Jr. not here anymore.
Gulag.
I mean, I think he's a healthy scratch, but the way Julius Brent, I'm not even good. Let's finish with the special teams. Matt Gay is the GOAT. He is the best kicker of all time. There is no debate anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Look, Justin Tucker is washed. He got upset in his own stadium. All right. I'm gonna stop the BS. But Matt Gay,
we'll say Matt Gay and Adam Vinatieri, the GOATs. We'll put them both up there. They both did some numbers for us. But as far as it goes for breaking the records right now, we got to talk about the present, which is Matt Gay.
I can't do it anymore. Jamal, do we need to take a break? Do we?
Let's go and take a quick break before we continue this thing, y'all. Let's go ahead. Football season is back. You know what that means. Touchdown dances, Sunday tailgates, epic fantasy showdowns. But fellas, let's not forget the real MVP of the season. Introducing the all-new Beard Hedger Pro Kit by Manscaped, your ultimate luxury beard grooming experience. This kit is your secret weapon for staying sharp on and off the field. Don't fumble this opportunity like Justin Tucker. Head to manscaped.com and elevate your grooming game with the Beard Hedger. Yeah, Pro Kit. Join the 9 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. You heard that, 9 million men or 109 MetLife Stadium. So go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with code COLTSCAST. Beard Hedge Pro Kit is a grooming powerhouse built for your precision and style, just like your favorite quarterback or kicker, Matt Gay. This kit tackles beard touch-ups effortlessly, ensuring you're always prepared for the next play. Plus, it has a compact design for easy portability. Plus, it's waterproof. You can shave in the shower and avoid all that hair in the sink. Titanium coated T-blade It's tough on the hair, but smooth on your face, leading to single stroke efficiency. That brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. Remember, the Beard Hedger Pro Kit is your go to teammate for maintaining a sharp, polished beard, whether you're on the field, in the office, or anywhere in between. Grab yours today and experience the game changing difference. Get 20% off plus free shipping with code ColtsCast at manscaped.com. That's get 20% off and free shipping with the code ColtsCast at manscaped.com. Your grass is not artificial. Keep it shaved with Manscaped.
I guess we can get right into the offense. I thought so. The playbook today was a little questionable at times. I feel like we do critique this every week, but playbook was just dink and dunk a lot of times, just a lot of short passes. We did take some shots downfield later on in the game. I felt like Alec Pierce got the shots he wanted. Just one was overthrown. I think the other, it hit his hands. Defender knocked it out. Didn't have strong enough hands. Overall, I mean, we got the job done, but you can tell that Gardner Minshew's playbook is way different from Anthony Richardson's playbook. I feel like the offense wasn't as crisp as we wanted. I also felt like Gardner Minshew, he missed some big plays. I guess this is why he's a backup. There were times where our receivers were open. You just didn't see him. The big thing was, I don't know who is calling protection at the line.
It was Minshew. They didn't want to let Will Fries do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Minshew.
Yeah, he can't call his own protection. That's clearly an issue.
Yeah. I really think that's a big issue. Calling protection is really important. I mean, that being a floor general, I mean, that's what Peyton Manning was all about. We saw Andrew Luck. But Kyle Hamilton, he looked like an all-pro the entire game. We might have given him all-pro considerations, Pro Bowl. He might go down in the Hall of Fame after this game. I just felt like the offense could not identify a blitz to save its life. Definitely the Achilles heels today. What do you think about that, Jamal? It was rough. It was rough in that department.
Yeah, it was really rough in that department. And I mean, I've said it day in and day out. I've said it pretty much on every single, I think probably O-line episode we've ever recorded, just how important it is to have that general out there to call the plays, because Ryan Kelly is the first person, or the center, I should say, is the first person breaks out of that huddle to start seeing the field and seeing what's going to be going on. They're watching all the moves. So the quarterbacks really, they honestly do get used to someone else picking that out. Now, I'm not saying on film, could Minshew not have called these different things out? Absolutely. But clearly in the game time situation, where I'm sure he probably had some nerves just because you have a backup center, even though he's practiced with Will Fries all off season because they're part of the second group. There are still obstacles that are in front of you. So when you're in that game speed and all of a sudden it's live action, I know it's a lot different. And I think that definitely hindered him and, well, the entire offense for what it's worth. A couple penalties as well. Braden Smith seemed like he was getting nervous throughout the game. We talked about that last week. We thought it was going to be an issue. And I didn't really mention anything this week. I wasn't really even thinking about the Carolina alum, Jadeveon Clowney himself, or Mr. Kyle Hamilton himself, because that dude is really him. Just really using those blitz off the edge. So I think those kind of scared and shook up what was going on. But man, it killed me, because watching Minshew with that just let me know that his spatial awareness is not there. Like when I saw him rolling left, I said, oh, he can feel the pressure coming on. He's going to let the ball go at any time. And he just kept rolling left and then got smoked. Yeah, I was like, So, those kind of things scared me a little bit. And again, I don't know if that was another factor of why the intermediate game was there, because maybe they felt like after this was happening, the protection wasn't going to be the best, so he couldn't do it. Or if it was just something where the field conditions may have been a little bit worse than what they looked like on TV. I know they said that the field had drained a lot and all that good jazz, but
tropical storm Ophelia.
Yeah, but it definitely looked rough out there to start.
Well, I didn't understand it. Look, Kyle Hamilton is a safety. He should not have 3 sacks in any football game. But, they saw a weak point and they attacked it, and they were very successful in the first half. I think we did a little better in the second half with that department. But our offense definitely slowed down in that second half. I think we generated 4 field goals, I guess, in the second half, including OT. But Gardner Minshew, 27, 50, 44, 54% completion rate, not great, 227 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. He did what a backup did. Didn't commit turnovers, but didn't really do much with it. Real star of the day, I thought. There was a few stars of the day, but let's start with the first one. Zach Moss. 30 carries, 122 yards with a catch, 2 catches actually for 23 yards and a touchdown. I mean, Zach Moss.
It's all over the place. Doing it all.
Yeah, true bell cow back, doing it all. Pass protection, almost averaging 5 yards per carry. That kind of went down as the game went on. But being a receiver on the outside, I think he did it all today. And he's talking about 30 carries. Like, I feel like Trey Sermon only came in when Moss was potentially banged up. He ran to the sideline a couple times to get checked out. He was fine, but Zach Moss, without him today, I feel like our offense doesn't move, right?
Yeah, it would have definitely been a different story. I mean, because it was pretty stagnant, less him being in there again. I mean, he opened up with that 24-yard carry, which was that kind of set the tempo. Obviously, it slowed down a bit after that, but that kind of was just like that. All right, he's in the building, and I mean, we saw him just throughout the game. That wheel route he caught that touchdown on looked good. I mean, he was moving and grooving. But there's just some times where I think that, when we have somebody like Zach Moss, you got to utilize that speed. You got to utilize what he can do, but we can't become one-dimensional, because I felt like we started becoming one-dimensional during the game, and it started to show. And that's when his yards per carry probably started dropping, because he was getting stuffed at the line of scrimmage as opposed to, breaking off those 6, 7, 8-yard runs every time.
Yeah, we were definitely running it down the stretch a good bit, which is fine, but sometimes predictable. But then we had some phenomenal catches, and I want to give a big shout out to Michael Pittman. I think he made the best catch of the day. I haven't seen a better catch yet. Could be catch of the week, catch of the year. 2 defenders all over him. Helmet got taken off. Still brought it down. Wide receiver 1. I'm tired of the slander. He is him. Oh my God. Those are the catches you make.
I expect him to make those.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, no.
I expect that.
We don't expect that, because we've had discussions about why is Michael Pittman a wide receiver 1?
Yeah,
we've had these.
If you just called him a 1, though, so if he's a 1, if you call him a 1, I expect that catch. I expect him to make that.
That was a crazy catch. I don't expect. I mean, Alec Pierce had a similar drop earlier, which could have gone for huge. It hit his hands. He dropped it, because the defender hit it. I'm like, you could have hauled that in, but I see why he got knocked out. Michael Pittman he got sandwiched. Helmet fell off, still brought it down. Yeah, come on, man. You got to give him his flowers right now. I'm not talking about Zay Flowers. I'm not talking about Dallas Flowers. Give him his actual flowers right now.
I'm gonna give him his flowers, but I'm not changing my whole. That would be like me saying that now Chris Ballard is now the greatest GM ever because he signed Matt Gay.
He did.
I'm not going that far.
Matt Gay.
I have always vouched. I stood by my points, so I'm glad it happened. I mean, that was a dog of a catch, like you said. I mean, that's what we needed. We needed that play to happen, and he made it happen. Now I need that same energy for the whole season, though. That's what I want. I want that same energy all season.
He might be able to do it, man. Like,
I hope so. Well, especially if we're gonna get Josh Downs 10 targets, 12 targets a game. Let him eat on the reception board. I think, man.
We can talk about Josh Downs.
Yeah, we will. I was just throwing that in there too.
But Michael Pittman, through 3 games, has over 200 yards. He's got a touchdown. Like, I mean, I got his jersey for a reason. I mean, this is Buckner's. This is Buckner's. I wore it today because I just got it. But I do have a Michael Pittman jersey up there in the closet. This is a Michael Pittman. Look.
Hey, I'm glad. And I want people to hop down there in the comments and talk about it too. Because like I told y'all, I mean,
tell Jim you're wrong because
hey, you can go ahead and tell me I'm wrong. That's fine. But I stand by my words, y'all. I can't let one moment change my opinion on everything. I can't. I'm happy it happened, but I ain't letting one moment change it.
That moment different. Look, Alec Pierce, I thought he was starting to kind of pick up. He had 3 catches for 43 yards. But yeah, that he could have made his day even greater if he would have hauled that catch in. I thought This is probably his
Yeah.
best game, since ever this season. But because he wasn't really getting involved. Josh Downs led the team in targets. Obviously, Gardner Minshew's security blanket did what he did best. I mean, on a yards per catch basis, yards per reception wasn't really high, but he was there. He was open when he needed to be. This is what we needed from a slot guy. Josh Downs, 8 catches, 57 yards. I thought he did his thing.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I thought he did his thing too, and that's what I want to see. I want to see this man get used across the middle. Get you. I mean, I want to see some. We need to start breaking out some wide receiver screens with him. Again, going back to what you were just talking about, Michael Pittman Jr. We used MPJ for a wide receiver screen, which I mean, it broke down. The Ravens were all over that play, but those quick pops like that, I want to see someone electric, real quick with the ball to get it and be able to turn up field. Somebody small. Pittman's a huge target. You can see him from a mile away, which is great for that downfield junk that he can do. But for those quick little screens, I want to see that Josh Downs to take over right there.
Yeah, Michael Pittman's not the fastest guy, so he's not going to accelerate to a super fast speed off a wide receiver screen, but he is a big-bodied receiver. He's 6'4". He can take a hit. He can get those yaks. It just won't be really fast. But overall, I thought this offense, there were ups and downs. We got the win. That's the most important part. And now we look towards the future, hoping Anthony Richardson can return, get those practices in, clear concussion protocol, and we move forward. But Gardner Minshew and this team, they did their thing, even though there was a lot of just jaw-dropping plays today. I'm gonna be honest. It was a crazy game. But we did our thing. You got anything else to say about this offense? I guess the offensive line, I thought they did their thing too. Minus a few penalties, right?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Because Will Fries went out during the game too. I mean, so it's like we're on a third string center at this point. Again, we have Braden Smith, messing around a little bit, doing this, messing up. But overall, I mean, the pressure was fine. I was content with what we had going on, especially because those big hits were coming off those blitz where they just weren't picked up. So I'm not concerned with the offensive line based off of that. I think they did an overall real good job today.
Yeah. I think Gardner Minshew took 4 or 5 sacks today. 5 sacks. I would have to say some of those were his fault, but
3 were self-inflicted.
Again, right there. So look, Richardson back there, I think we're talking about a different game. That's all I'm gonna say real quick.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that Kyle would have been able to just take Richardson down like that. He might have got sidestepped real quick and then something else would have happened. But let's definitely talk about that defense, man, because I don't know, Eric. I don't know if you saw this, man, but I posted on Twitter before the game started. I said Ziggy got to go for 15 tackles today.
You called it?
I called it. Ziggy ended with 15.
15 tackles.
15. Yes.
He is going to. Yeah, I think, depending what other players do today, but I think he still takes the lead in tackles, right?
I think he'll still be taking the lead. I think he may be doing another random test on Monday, but it's all good. That's what I want to see. Let him keep on doing it.
He's going to keep getting tested. Look, this defensive line I thought was very disruptive, especially in the first half. We were generating a lot of pressure with a 4-man rush. Really impressive stuff from this defense. I think they fumbled it 3 times in the first half.
Yeah, it was a lot.
3 times. Look, when you can drop 7 in coverage and your 4 guys are that good up front where they can generate pressure, I think this defense is going to look good. Now, we did show blitz a lot of times. Didn't actually blitz sometimes. But today, we did actually blitz a lot because it was effective. I think Lamar Jackson, he took 4 sacks today. That's unlike Lamar Jackson. There should have been a 5th, actually. This man escaped. Do you remember that play?
Yeah, like 4 people around him, he still managed to get away. Yeah.
That's like he put a cheat code in. But he got that cheat code off. Should have been 5 sacks. Lamar Jackson, 14 carries for 101 yards. We could not stop him on the ground. That was a really scary aspect of their offense. But other than that, I felt like we shut them down. They didn't have a receiver go over 50 yards receiving. Their running game was really their alpha. Gus Edwards was averaging 4.6 yards per carry. They were getting it on the ground. They could not get it through the air, so we limited them. But yeah, this defensive line I thought was great. Zaire Franklin, like you just said, I mean, he had 11 solo tackles, I think.
Yeah. He was
That's
grinding.
crazy. That's crazy. 11 solo tackles.
It was everywhere. Now there was one play. There was one play where he got Lamar, where he held his leg and kind of when Lamar's trying to get up, I was like, you gotta let him go on that one. You gotta let
Nah.
him go. You gotta let him go on that
Yeah,
one.
you do.
It was over. If the play was still been going on, sure, but he was trying to get up. Let him go. But I mean, it is what it is. This is one play. Lamar got wheels of steel. It didn't affect him. He still did his thing. So life goes on. He didn't injure him. But we talked about this, Eric. We talked about this a couple times. We said we wanted to know if the trade, or not the trade, but the swap of losing Yannick and picking up Samson Ibukam was gonna make it. Boy, the presence is different.
Samsung Ibukam.
Is
Oh my
different.
goodness. He's affecting the run defense so much in a positive way that Yannick Ngakoue brought nothing to. That he's such a great pass rusher. Well, what about when they run to the outside? What is Samson Ibukam, or I'm sorry, Yannick Ngakoue going to do? And as you can see, the Bears are probably going to start 0-3 today. So Yannick, he got that bag, but he gonna still be Yannick Ngakoue. Samson Ibukam, 1 sack, 2 tackles for a loss. I think this was a good trade-off for us. I think this whole D line was making plays. Kwity Paye had a sack as well. DeForest Buckner, fairly quiet today, but you know how impactful he is on the interior D line. Doesn't always have to have those gaudy numbers to do something on that defensive front. Overall, Zaire had a sack. It was a good day. To shut down this Baltimore Ravens defense, and I'm going to let you go, Jamal, but to shut down this Baltimore defense in Baltimore, I thought it speaks volume to what the potential of this defense can be.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I was just wanting to feed off of the off what you're just saying about D-Buck. We talked about this over and over, how these pieces of the puzzle are gonna allow D-Buck to not have to weather the storm as much. He doesn't have to get out there and get 8, 9 tackles a game, because we got a front 4, a rotating 7, however you want to slice it, that can come in and just take over wherever they need to. And you can tell the pressure is off of him, which is good. I don't need him to be out there 200% of the time. I need him to be out there when it's prime time, those first, second, and third downs, and then we can let everybody else grind whenever they need to. And so far, it's looking good. It's looking like this rotation we have is a solid set of defensive linemen, and that's what we want, because they are the most experienced group on that defense. So we need them to be strapped up and ready to go every single week. And right now, I'm liking what they're producing. I'm really liking it.
Yeah. Let's talk about the linebackers. I know we talked about Zaire. Shaquille was out there. I mean, I think he was the 3rd leading tackler on the team.
Yeah, 7 tackles. Yeah.
Yep. Not getting the turnovers that he's used to getting, but again, he's just getting back into the groove of things. I think just having him out there is a plus.
Yeah.
From a leadership standpoint, I think Shaquille Leonard holds it down. EJ Speed. Oh my goodness.
The speed, the name is there for a reason, boy.
Every 3rd or 4th down, I feel like every game he is making a critical play, like something that is, it is so impactful to the defense, and he did that twice this game. 3rd and 4th down stops. It's inevitable at this point from EJ Speed. I'm loving this linebacker group. They all have just. It's all different. They're all different X-Men on this team. They all have different superpowers, Zaire Franklin he's got the superpower of tackling. EJ Speed, he's gonna give you havoc at some point during the game. Shaquille Leonard is a leader. He is gonna run that defense. I'm loving it. I think we had a few forced fumbles today too. So even though Shaquille Leonard's not getting the turnovers, our defense is generating turnovers that we did not see last season.
Absolutely.
It is great.
The person who started off for us, my man's first day on the field for us, Big Juju. And I just want to point out that I know we talked this before, but when you see Juju, when you see pictures of him, he looks big, but then you see him standing next to everybody else, you don't realize how much bigger this dude is than everybody else out there. So when he was standing next to Zay, I was like, golly, this man is
a small guy, yeah.
Zay is small. Zay is small. But then you see Juju, you're just like, damn, this is a big dude. Like he's a big man, and he got that fumble. He I
Big
liked what he
play.
did out there. Yeah, big play. I like what he did. He ended with 4 tackles for him, 4 solos in that fumble. So he did his job. He looked real good out there. Kenny Moore had 4 tackles. He was doing his thing out there.
Kenny Moore.
Kenny
Ooh,
Moore, man.
he had a big pass deflection. Do you remember that late in the game? He had a big pass breakup, and I
I
was I
must have
was
missed one.
happy. Yeah, I was happy to see that. I mean, Kenny Moore, he did his thing when I mean, and we just talked about it. The Baltimore Ravens didn't have a receiver go over 50 yards. I thought the
Mhm.
secondary played well. Julius Brent's debut was phenomenal, and I can't. His upside is way up there. You know, we draft athletic guys, long arm, big tall corners. I'm liking it. I'm
Oh yeah.
liking it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, all around, man. Wholesome time for our defense, dog. It was a good game for them. And Julian Blackman, 12 tackles for him. He was all over the place. It was just good, man. It's great to see. Good hard fought win. Questionable call on the at the end of the game at the end of regulation. With that 1 second left, we could have gone for the Hail Mary, maybe try to field goal, done anything. I was a little confused with that, but
I
a
was too.
little confused.
You know, you either let your godlike kicker take a kick right there. I mean, I know it was a 60 something yarder, but imagine if Justin Tucker, which he did miss a field goal, he missed that 60 yarder, even though it
Yep,
was accurate, not enough boot on it. Imagine if Matt Gay just came out there in Baltimore and just booted a 67-yard field goal
would
in
be
their
crazy.
down their throats. That's what I wanted to see. Now, a Hail Mary would have been cool. We have some big receivers down there. It's very possible, low percent chance.
Yeah.
And I think the percent chance is even lower that, a pick six happens in that 1 second. So I think you do take some type of risk right there to try to generate some points. So I was a little sad about that too.
Yeah. But overall, man, I'm happy for the game, dog. It was a good time. It was a long game. It was a long game. A lot of some frustrating, some ups and downs, but those
Yeah.
highs were highs, those lows were lows, but those highs are real high.
A lot of hiccups for both teams. And I know you just talked about Julian Blackman. He is succeeding in this new role as strong
Mhm.
safety. Like you said, he had a bunch of tackles. I'm liking it. I'm liking this defense. This defense, like we said, could very well be underrated. We thought the secondary could be a liability. It still can be. But as we saw today, given the turf conditions and the weather, I don't know, man. It's looking bright. It really is. Like we are
Yes.
AFC South leaders. We control destiny. I know that's
Yep.
been hard for us. 2 years ago we controlled our own destiny and failed, but we control our own destiny. The Colts should be riding high now because what do? We come right back home
Yep.
against the Los Angeles Rams, and I ain't too afraid of them.
Dubs.
Dub
Dubs.
City written all over that. We can get our first home win right then and there.
Yep.
I think if you're a Colts fan, it's a really good time to be one right now.
Absolutely.
Look, that's going to be it for us, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Colts Cast. We're live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or any platform you use to listen to podcasts. We'll be back next time to give you some more Indianapolis Colts content.
Go Colts.